My name is Nicola Ferrant. I am the events coordinator for Honua Scholars. I'm also a PhD student at the University of California, Santa Barbara in environmental science. Yeah. So welcome everyone to our internship panel organized by Honua Scholars today. In case this is your first Honua Scholars event, just to briefly describe what we do. This is an organization that was started in 2020 with the goal of highlighting Native Hawaiian value-based STEM practices to try to inspire individuals from across different backgrounds to kind of make connections between culture, community, and their careers. And through our various events and mentorship programs and panels such as this, we try to increase the overall interest in STEM in Hawaii and provide guidance and opportunities for individuals to succeed in their fields and kind of their dream careers in Hawaii STEM in the future. We'd also like to thank our various generous funding agencies, including the Hawaii People's Fund, the Pacific American Foundation, and the Stanford University Vice Provost for Graduate Education's Diversity Innovation Fund for their ongoing support and collaboration to help us reach the community through events like this today. So if you probably have seen some either our emails or our website posts or maybe our social media posts that have kind of given you a glimpse of what this event will offer today, but to dive a little deeper into the details, we'll be providing information about some great opportunities for summer internships in Hawaii, predominantly for undergraduate students, but also some of these apply to graduate students as well, or recent college graduates too. So yeah, hopefully you're excited to learn more. And we'll start kind of the structure of this event will more or less follow each organization describing its summer internship for up to 10 minutes. And then we'll kind of follow that with a open Q&A session. And we have some general questions, but we really would love audience specific questions. You can feel free to start putting those in the chat throughout the event, or definitely once we open up for a Q&A session, we hope that you'll feel comfortable asking. And this is, I think all these representatives from these organizations would love to get a conversation going and answer any of your questions. So without further ado, we'll kind of start things off by having Professor Kiana Frank describe the research experience for undergraduates in environmental biology for Pacific Islanders.
Okay, aloha mai kako. Thank you everybody for coming today. I'm really excited to share about our program. So I'm going to share my screen just so you can kind of just, look at it, get the information. But basically, so I'm a professor at the University of Hawaii. I'm faculty in the Pacific Biosciences Research Center. And me and my colleague, Dr. Matt Medeiros, we thought as Kanaka faculty who study intersections between culture and science, and we're biologists, we felt like there weren't that many opportunities for students like us to really engage in environmental biological research that really impacts our local communities and are driven by their needs and the challenges that are presented, faced by our Pacific Islands. So we got funding to start this research experience for undergraduates program, an RU program that is really tailored for students like us, Pacific Islanders, those of us who live on islands. It's really a on the ground type of program, and I'm super excited about it this year because it is happening in my hometown. So it is an Aina-based, a land-based program where we do a lot of field work. We're on the ground, we're working with community, we're learning about the history, the mo'olelo, the processes ongoing for restoration in a specific part of Hawaii. So this is an Ahupua'a-based program. This year it's in Kailua. I'm stoked because that's where I'm from. And every student basically gets paired with a specific mentor to address a research question associated with the ahupua'a of Kailua, driven by input from the communities that we work with. We have a wide variety of really awesome mentors this summer. And so you get paired with them. You spend probably about at least half the time in the lab learning, molecular techniques, DNA extraction, working with microbes, sequencing, DNA, protein work, all kinds of different things. And then half the other time is in the field collecting samples for that science, or actually makahana ka'ike, learning from that environment, getting our hands and feet dirty, and really getting a feel for that place. It's a great 10-week program from May 30th to August 5th. We provide a stipend of $6,000 for anybody. We have a subsistence award to pay for housing, and then we provide some research support. We really, really encourage you to apply. We don't actually get a lot of Pacific Islanders that apply, so anybody that applies has a much better chance of securing a spot with us. We have a lot of fun. We do a lot of cool science. My students in the past, you can see some of them over here. I'm a microbiologist. We study microbes in the Aina, who they are, what they're doing, where they come from, and the mo'olelo associated with them. And we have researchers that study disease pathologies like lepto or rat lungworm. We have other faculty that study fish or water. So we have quite a variety of from Mauka, from the mountain to the sea, types of biology ready for you to get your hands in. So come spend a summer with us in Kailua, learning some world-class biological research.
Awesome. Thank you, Professor Frank, for that kind of overview of that awesome program. And yeah, really encourage people to apply. And especially if you're interested in biology, or even just think you are, it's just a great way to learn. And like Professor Frank said, get your hands dirty in the process too, and a very fulfilling experience. I'll now pass it off to Paula Purdy, who is representing the Kāpili Oihana internship program.
Aloha mai. How are all of you doing today? I guess we're all over the country, right? So for some people, it's already evening. I'm calling in from Maui, and I hope, can you guys all see the screen? You guys good? Good. Thank you so much for inviting us here to share. It's exciting to learn about new organizations who are as invested in creating opportunities for Native Hawaiian populations. And Kāpili Oihana is just one of those. So it is a Kamehameha Schools program whose primary focus is organizing employers to create opportunities or internship opportunities in varied fields. So it's not just STEM fields, it's varied fields. So we are focused, we have a similar focus to Honua Scholars, in the sense that all of the sites that we partner with, as well as Kamehameha Schools itself, really want to look at empowering OEV leaders who are going to be able to build and contribute their talent and skills to their community, local and global. The outcomes that we're looking for in our internship opportunities are increasing technical skills, knowledge of a desired career field, of course, those employability skills that run across all types of experiences, and then the network of contacts, which if you're here already, you've already started doing that, like building your network of resources to help you as you advance through your career. For our program, the eligibility requirements are that you must be at least 18, be a Hawaii resident, and by that we mean for tax filing statuses. So you can't now claim your residency in California so you can get in-state tuition. Basically, you have to be a Hawaii resident, be accepted or enrolled in a degree-seeking program. We encourage students to be looking for internship opportunities that are related to their chosen major and have a 2.5 cumulative GPA. So in summer 2022, we will be with our employer partners. They will be offering either 120-hour or 240-hour virtual and in-person internships. So one of the good things, if anything good could come out of COVID, is that we did have to quickly shift a couple of years ago to having employers provide internship opportunities virtually. And while that took us away from the AINA in many ways, it did create another opportunity for students, even on the continent, to be participating during, because we do have sessions in fall and spring as well, and they're able to participate from wherever they are. So there will be in-person and virtual internships. The summer session runs May 23rd through August 12th. And our application is open right now. So application period for the students run February 1st through March 11th. And the internships may be eligible for a stipend provided by KS. So some of our sites do pay their interns themselves. If they are unpaid internship, then there is the possibility of the students receiving a stipend from Kamehameha schools as part of the experience. So it's pretty easy. We have a system we call IMUA Exchange. So if you were to register for IMUA Exchange, there's a work-based learning application that allows us to verify that you are in fact pursuing education or still enrolled in school. You attach your transcript to show that you maintain a 2.5 GPA. And then once that's approved, it opens up your opportunity to apply to the many different internships that are posted. So the individual businesses post their internships. They have a description of the work that they're hoping to engage with you on. And then you have the opportunity to apply to those directly through the system. The site will interview you, and then they'll be making their offers by April 8th. That's our deadline. Session starts on the 23rd. And so it's pretty easy. We encourage everybody to at least register into the system, even for informational purposes. It will allow you to see things that might be coming up as new postings come in from partners. Then they are then forwarded to students. So we encourage everyone, register. It's a great way to get more information, and we look forward to seeing you there.
Mahalo Paula for sharing that opportunity. Yeah, Kāpili Oihana really offers a lot of breadth in the range of potential internship pairings, and is definitely worth looking in and to the internships they're offering. As Paula said, register and check out the opportunities. Our next internship opportunity is with the Akamai Workforce Initiative. So I'll hand it off to either Lisa or Brylan to share more.
Yeah, so hi everybody, aloha. It's great to be here. I just want to thank Honua Scholars for including us. It's really great to see all these opportunities, and I just encourage all of you to take advantage of them. Doing internships, whether it's Akamai or any other internship, it's just such a valuable experience. So really encourage you to take advantage of all the opportunities you're hearing about today. I was just going to talk from our website, which I'll share in a moment, just so you can, I'll tell you a little bit about the program, and it will also just sort of point you to some places where you can look on your own. And then I'm going to save a little bit of time for Brylan, who's an alum of our program, and maybe at the end she can add on some things from her perspective. But also Kyle and Maverick are also alumni of the program. So we've got a lot of alumni here, which is really cool. Let's see, I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, can you see it? Great. Okay, so the Akamai Internship Program, this is our 20th year. We've been running for a long time, so it's we're really delighted to be in our 20th year. And we'll have a big cohort coming up this year. It's an 8-week internship program. It's all focused on STEM. We have a lot of connection with our roots really have been in astronomy and telescopes. So we have a lot of experiences that focus on placements there at observatories, but also in the tech industry that supports them. Including we have placements on Maui, Hawaii Island, and we have a couple of placements in Santa Cruz, California, where there's instruments that are being built in our labs that are for Hawaii telescopes. Our application is open right now. I'm going to just jump down here a little bit further. There's a couple of interns up at Keck. They got a chance to actually go up on the domes, which is pretty exciting. We've had more than 451 students to date, so a long history of students, and we have a lot of them in jobs. More than 250 are in STEM jobs right now. We give a stipend of $3,300 at your site if you need it, and we also provide transportation from your home island to your placement site and back again. And then we have a 1-week preparatory course. So it starts off 1-week prep course and then 7-week project. Some of the unique aspects of the programs, like I say, a lot of the placements are with telescopes, but we do have other types of projects. In fact, just this week, we had some new projects coming in at the Kona facility, the NELHA facility, Natural Energy Laboratory of Hawaii Authority. And so directly with NELHA, but also some of their aquaculture companies there. So that we're really excited about that. So we have, we've been working with our mentors for a long time. We even do a mentor workshop to make sure that our students get really good, effective mentoring. And then they get a real project. So they get a project that's really contributing to the company or the organization. And then throughout the experience, we really check on students, make sure they're doing well. We have a lot of communication training. So a whole range of different types of activities that not just the project, but just sort of professional skills as well. And if you go to our website, you can look. So one place I think that's a nice place to look is you can look at example projects by major. So we've sort of brought some highlights of projects that you can see. So if you're at electrical engineering, you can sort of look at electrical engineering projects or mechanical engineering, computer science. We have a lot of computer science projects. And each of these, we have a couple of examples so you can kind of see the sorts of projects that are available: the engineering, electronics, technology, a lot of optics, astronomy and physics, information, IT, bioengineering, and a whole range of other fields. Like I was saying, that we have some that are in chemistry, sometimes in environmental sciences. And so that's one way to look at it. You can also look by sites. So if you're interested in particular sites, you can go to this part of our website and see where the specific sites where we placed students organized by region. And I'm gonna, like I say in a moment, I'm gonna just see if Brylan will say a couple of things, but just one thing I want to say, we have a really dedicated staff team, and we stick with people, once you're part of Akamai, it's really for good. We do a lot of events afterwards. We help people get jobs afterwards. So it's really sort of a long time program. Brylan, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I can speak a little bit about my experience. There's definitely like a sense of community that's built, not just with the Akamai staff, but with the people that you end up doing your cohort with as well. That's how I know Kyle and Maverick, actually. We did Akamai back in 2016, and we still kind of talk to each other, but it's really cool because you also get to network with other professionals that are in the STEM field, and then they do cool stuff like this Honua Scholars stuff that Kyle started. So it's an opportunity to get involved with like other projects as well. But I also think that it's a great experience to kind of see what kind of opportunities exist within Hawaii. And I mean, that's how I got my job. I actually work for DKIS now because I worked for them through Akamai in 2016. And I am intending to be a mentor this year. So you could potentially do a project with me if you're a mechanical engineer. But yeah, it's a great program.
Awesome. I'll see you next week to talk about projects, I hope.
Yep.
Cool. All right, thank you.
Oh, thank you both so much for sharing about that. It's great to hear about the legacy that Akamai's had of helping some creating STEM opportunities for students in Hawaii and beyond. And yeah, to see the prolonged success and like the sort of trajectory of individuals in our midst as well. And great that Brylan's continuing that cycle as a mentor. And our final internship opportunity we're featuring this evening is the Conference on Asian Pacific American Leadership Internship Program, as well as Scholarship Program. And so Hannah's here joining us. She's been kind enough to join us from the East Coast and make time this evening, and she'll be sharing about that opportunity.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for the introduction. Very excited to be here. Thank you all for taking the time to attend this session, and very excited to share more information about CAPAL and kind of who we are as an organization, as well as our summer internship program. So I do have a few slides prepared, but for the sake of making time for Q&A, we'll not go through all of them because it is kind of a lot. But we'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Hannah Park. I am the Programs and Operations Associate on the Conference on Asian Pacific American Leadership, but we just say CAPAL for short because that name is a mouthful. And to give some background on kind of who we are as an organization, we are a nonprofit based in DC, and we were founded in 1989 by a group of young Asian American professionals who were working in the public sector in the DC area, and they saw that there was really a lack of representation from the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander community within the public service sector. And so they created CAPAL with the intention of increasing that representation and visibility. And so again, the mission and vision of our organization is to empower AA and HPI youth by increasing access to opportunities within the public service sector. And when we talk about public service, I know like when most people think about public service, they think mainly of government-oriented opportunities. But here at CAPAL, when we mention public service, we really mean the wide umbrella of organizations, whether it's government, nonprofit, advocacy, think tank, research organizations with the intention of giving back to the community. And so in 1989, we started our public service scholarship and internship program with the intention of increasing that visibility for the AA and HPI community. And so when you go into the application portal to apply to our program, you have the option of applying to either to one or both of our programs. So for our public service scholarship program, this is where students at the time of their application, you're either in the process of securing or you have already secured an unpaid internship at a public service organization for the summer. And then for our public service internship program, that's a little bit different. And this is where our students at the time when they apply, we take a look at your background, your interests, your skills. And from there, we then match you at a full-time internship during the summer at one of our placement partner agencies. And for both of these programs, we do provide a $3,000 stipend. And so again, just reiterating, our public service scholarship and internship program is a paid full-time opportunity during the summer, 8 weeks, 40 hours per week. Our program dates for summer 2022 is June 4th to August 5th. And this is just an example to show some of our previous placement sites where we have placed students in the past. So you can see we place students at a mixture of nonprofit and government organizations such as Act to Change, Asian American Lead, Peace Corps, the US State Department, et cetera. And more examples can be found on our website as well. And so this is just a few questions that we get asked during the application process. Probably the biggest being, will the internships be performed in person or virtually this summer? And as of right now, we are currently preparing to have either an all virtual or hybrid virtual in-person summer. And so we'll be sure to update our applicants throughout the application process, letting them know if their internship will be virtual or if they will have to report in person. Can I apply to multiple programs? Yes, as I said before, you can apply to either one or both of our programs and just indicate a preference for which program you would like to be considered for first. And our applications close on Monday, February 14th, but I do want to note for this session, if you are tuning in for this session or if you're watching this recording, we do understand that February 14th is right around the corner. And so we will extend the deadline a week from February 14th. So February 21st, if you are a Honua Scholar and you would like to apply to this program, there is a section at the end of the application to leave any additional comments or notes. And so again, we will hold the application portal open a week after February 14th if you would like to apply. And to access our application portal, you can just go to our website at the link below or www.CAPAL.org to access the application portal. And we do provide a $3,000 stipend for all students during the summer. And so in addition to completing a full-time internship, all of our students take part in leadership development seminars, one-on-one mentoring, professional development workshops, cohort sessions, community action projects, as well as a closing ceremony. And more information about each of those components can be found on our website as well. And so I'll skip through these slides and go into the application process. So again, if you go to our website, www.capal.org, that will take you to our application portal. And we do ask for a personal statement, resume, letter of recommendation, as well as a transcript. And if at any point, if you would like any more information about our program or have any questions, definitely reach out. I'm hannah.park@capal.org. If you also would like to set up a separate time to talk, I'm more than happy to do that as well. And yes, don't want to take up any more time, so I will pause here. But again, thank you all so much for taking the time to tune in.
Awesome presentation, Hannah. That was really informative and yeah, great. Also great that you guys are able to extend the application deadline for our Honua Scholars. So definitely, if you're interested in what all the internship opportunities CAPAL is offering, definitely take advantage of that as either attendee or viewer of this this recording. Definitely consider applying. And with that, we've kind of covered this initial component of our panel today, and we're going to stop the recording. And for those who are viewing on the recording, and if you have questions, we're just stopping to make sure everyone who's present here feels comfortable asking whatever questions they want related to these programs. But Honua Scholars will be happy to share notes from what we take from this meeting, as well as we can facilitate connections with some of these representatives from these opportunities today if you have more questions and weren't able to attend. And so with that, we'll stop the recording.